So, painting Aftermath. Aftermath is pretty hard to get, and when I found finally somebody willing to sell it for 50 euros. So I didn't really need it right now. I was still busy with other game, but I jumped in at the opportunity. And then I found that the minis, they were all in some kind of fetish grey, with black highlighting. Let me show a few. With black highlighting and no colors at all. So the next challenge was going to be to paint the bloody things. Now, because the game is is a story, so you don't want to have it spoiled, and you need to make decisions on the coloring. So first attempt was to just do something that looks nice. So I started with the scorpions. These are the scorpions. Currently it is daytime, but the temperature is high in the it's summer now, and the sky is overcast, so I'm using lamplight, yellowish lamplight. I'm not sure if I can change that in the menu, because the colors don't come out right. No. So this is some kind of viticulture-ish red. It was all grey. I washed them with warm tap water and some some dishwasher solution. That got rid of the grimy stuff, and also got rid of the shadings, because everything that was, for example, the hairs on the cat. Here you see them. The hairs on the cat have here this black, some kind of cheap shading. So I will have to use Nuln oil to make them stand out again. Then all the minis, as you can see from the bases, I reused. Used some duct tape. It's the easiest way to do. So you have duct tape over long, and then on the sides you fold the duct tape, so it holds the place for the minis. And the first time you use the minis, they stick nicely. You can reuse this several times, and just some transporting cardboard. Now the tricky thing for me always is the eyes. I wanted to, let me see if I can put them. So I first started with what looks nice on a scorpion. I did some YouTubing or Google search engine thing. What colors do scorpions actually have? Well, most of the time either completely black or yellow. And So I started painting, and then I thought, well, let's do some extra research. There are samples or suggestions, and the ideal thing for a board game miniature is to, if you are to instructed to take out miniature, because the card says so, then you would like to have some kind of recognition, to not have to search through all the minis. This is 26 minis or something, and so you want to mimic the colors. That's the most sensible thing to do for me. So painting the scorpions with the fantasy is not a good idea, because the scorpion, because of its form, is a scorpion should look like this. Well, there are two kinds of cards. There's a scorpion leader and there's a scorpion normal. There are, and this is not spoiling the game at all, but you have to have some example. So you have a scrapper leader, and there is a scrapper, and so they have the same suit. So you have to paint some kind of albino skin, dark skin feet, even darker skin tail, and so on. I didn't use any system, because, well, just want to be done with it. I don't really enjoy miniature painting in particular. So what I did was just okay, the scorpions, mix some nice color and then paint over it. Then with silver, because I'm really bad at painting eyes, these two dots, and a little bit of silver on the how do you say, the needle. Then let's see, if you are mixing metal paints, where is it? Metal paint. I use this metal paint. It's really nice. These miniatures are like a nightmare because there's so much detail and you have to get everything right. So they have goggles and they have stitches. So I just started with the lowest part. Painted, I mix one color and then I do all the miniatures because it's more efficient that way. And so I did all the ears. As you can see here, some kind of miniature. I just did the ears, nothing more. But for some others, these are painted a little bit more. So it's nowhere near done, and I still have like 40 hours to go, I think. So for this guy, he is wearing a red cape, and this is the single layer, so I have to do this several times over. Fortunately, in the summertime, this is drying pretty fast. Then we have one of these scrapper leaders. Now the detail, it's very hard to see, but the crossbow, he's holding the crossbow with his fingers, and the crossbow sticks out a bit, and on the crossbow is a arrow cocked. and he has two other arrows. Two other arrows. You can see it from this part here. So I just had a nice purple color, so I used this because it's one of the minis, and it should eventually look like where is it? Let's see. These are the crossbow guys. Veteran meeklings. So for this one I tried to replicate this color. And the other one, where is it? Oh yeah, the other one is the purple one. So is this, because there are only two minis for the meeklings. So one, the purple one is the meekling leader, but otherwise, aside from the cloth, they are identical. It should look like this. There you have him. So ringer. Yeah, well, his cape is floating everywhere. And I did try some rudimentary Zenith priming. So black first on the sideways and white primer on the top. And I think my video is now finished. So until next time.